units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
The cool, clean, and secure.
This is Sammy Dixon at the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear. If you haven't had a chance to come see our new state-of-the-art showroom, then there's no better time than right now. While you're here, take advantage of huge savings on new Ford trucks. Get more than $10,000 off on select new F-150s while they last. You must hurry. They're going fast. Over $10,000 off on the best-selling truck in America for 39 straight years. You can also take advantage of money-saving, low interest rates on new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Our new bigger showroom means more inventory, and that means bigger savings for you. Come to the house at Good Service Built and buy from Mike Butch Ford, and we'll give you 5 free oil changes following 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty.
If you're looking for an incredible deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle from the dealer who has always put you first, stop the search. Call the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear.
This is Sammy Dixon saying thank you. Thank you very much for your business.
And good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jessup, 105.5 with your FM dial. Butch Hubbard here with you on this Wednesday morning. It is the 18th day of May, 8 o'clock. And currently here in southeast Georgia, we have 69 degrees, 60% chance of showers today, high today of around 82. The Omaha levels at 6 feet and steady. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear, Jessup Premium Storage located out here on the Waycross Highway, and by Parker Insurance and Realty located on Macon Street in downtown Jessup. Well, Bob, graduation this Friday, and we got the man in the know here to talk all about it.
Yes, we do. High school principal Bo Adams with us. Bo, always good to see you. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, it's great to be here, guys.
We got some late breaking news. Again, we've been waiting for the valedictorian. And again, the test scores had to come in, but I understand you've got the information. So it's always a big honor. These two people will speak at graduation. So tell us who is valedictorian and salutatorian.
We worked on this yesterday. We were able to notify the 2 students on yesterday that they have achieved this level of success. Our salutatorian for the class 2016 will be Gracie Gordon. Grayson will again be our salutatorian. We'll congratulate her for that honor. Our valedictorian will go to Wesley Peoples. Wesley has been our star student this year. Both these students are well deserving, but again, valedictorian will be Wesley Peoples and our salutatorian will be Grayson Gordon. So congratulations to those 2 outstanding students.
Okay, and again, they speak at graduation, right?
Absolutely, they will be on the agenda to speak. I'm sure right now we notified them yesterday, talked with them yesterday, so they're probably getting ready, starting their speeches right now as we speak.
So they got to wait till today and tomorrow to get their speech together.
They got a couple days.
Well, they're the smartest 2 kids in school, or 2 of the smartest.
Hey, I have plenty of faith.
They should do it in Harvey, right?
Yeah, that won't be a problem for those 2 students. Great students.
Again, we've been promoting the graduation. Everybody knows the forecast. People are asking, Jonathan's making the joke, is there a plan C? There is no plan C. Is that correct?
We hope there's no plan C because we believe our plan A and B we're going to be taken care of. Obviously, the weather doesn't look good for Friday night or Saturday, but you have to understand we only need about an hour window to get this in. So right now, our plans are to have graduation at 7:30 on Friday night in the stadium. That's plan A. Basically, we feel like we have about a 2-hour window to get it started. So we're going to plan to be there. We want everyone to plan to be seated by 7:20. Our graduates are meeting tomorrow for first practice. They'll know what time they need to be there. But as we speak today, we're going with 7:30. We hope we have a window Friday night. So I need all the people that's coming to understand this. We have a website. We have a Facebook page. Our Facebook page is WCHS News. We're going to be constantly updating that Facebook page. So go on Facebook, connect to that page. If it's raining at 7:30, obviously we're going to have to delay graduation. We're going to try to get it in, if all possible, on Friday night. So we need people to be paying attention for updates. Once we see that we have a break and we have enough time to do graduation, we're going to start cleaning chairs, getting the water off of them, getting the graduates lined up, and get ready to go through graduation. So if you're wanting to be at graduation as one of the guests, someone there that's getting to see one of these students go across that stage, you need to be ready to get to the stadium quickly. So I would hang out. It's kind of like we do when we have football games, baseball games. When we get in the rain delay, things like that. You just kind of have to wait it out. Our goal again is to do this on Friday. If not Friday, our goal is to do it. On Saturday morning, starting at 10 o'clock. We'll do the same process again on Saturday.
I was trying to remember. I think I've been here 35 years, and I think only one time I've seen a Saturday graduation here in Wayne County. So hopefully we'll be able to get in on Friday.
Yeah, our goal is Friday. Again, all we need is that window. And we believe we will get it in either Friday or Saturday. If we do get past Saturday, Dr. Brent and I have spent some time talking about this. Sunday afternoon is always an option. We want to make sure we respect all the churches in the community, give the churches time to get out, give the churches, the people time to go get something to eat. Monday morning is always an option. We have a group, I think about 3 or 4 groups of students that are leaving on trips on Monday. So we definitely don't want to get to Monday. But before we made a Monday or a Sunday decision, I think Dr. Brent would like to go sit down with the board, talk with the board, get their feelings on that. We're trying to get in on Friday and Saturday, and we believe we'll be able to do that.
Well, we got a 60% chance of rain on Friday after 8 o'clock in the morning, so we don't know how that's going to be throughout the day. 60% chance of showers during the day and 60% chance of showers at evening. So you still have that window opportunity there. But on Saturday, the rain's not called to come in until after 2 o'clock.
Right.
So it'd be easy to get it in Saturday morning if somehow that 60% chance of rain continues Friday evening.
Absolutely. And that's what we believe. Looking at what we've got, I've been able to talk with Donnie Ray. He's going to be right there with me on Friday, and if we need to be on Saturday helping us out, and he's got obviously all the up-to-date weather information. We believe there's a good chance we can get in on Friday. If not Friday, we think there's a great chance we can get in on Saturday starting at 10 o'clock. I believe the showers on Saturday probably won't come till that afternoon.
Right.
So I don't think we're going to have as big an issue as it may be.
But you got to have the plan set in place. But
absolutely.
You're only looking for that 1 hour on Friday evening, and then Saturday morning looks okay at this time.
Absolutely. That's kind of how we feel. So I think we're in good shape. It's not as bad as it may look. I know our graduates are concerned. I've talked to several of them. We've had several people call the school. I feel pretty good about it. I think we're going to have this taken care of, if worst case scenario, sometime on Saturday.
All right, we'll see.
In other events or other items you want to, most people understand they're asking people to be seated by 7:20. I think most people understand that because the gate's closed for the procession at 7:30. Another thing that has been a problem the last couple of years, we keep mentioning this, and again, Renee Herron does a good job getting us information, but I want to get this out again. Parking in front of the James E. Bacon Gymnasium is off limits to the public. So again, we want to stress that, explain that for people that may not understand that.
That's where we have our graduates park at. So we need a place for our students, because when our students come in, they actually go into the nest, the gymnasium there, and that's where we get everything organized. So we want our students to have parking there so we can get them in, get them organized. And if we're in a rain delay, we need to have a place where we can have our students housed. So that area is for our actual students. A lot of people think our adults park there and that sort of thing. No, that's not. That's actual students parking. The students that are graduating, the ones we're honoring.
And that's right in front of the gym there, next to James E. Bacon.
Absolutely.
Between the old high school, what's left of it, and James E. Bacon, that gymnasium right there, the old nest.
Absolutely. I've got a couple of days I want to make sure I get out. First of all, right now we believe we have about 307 students that are going to graduate. Anytime we hit that 300 mark, that's a good graduating class for our school.
Yep.
Right now we're looking at 307 is the number we're looking at. Of course, Thursday night we have our honors night. We had our first ever CTA night last night, which was great. I want to thank Dr. McDaniel and his group, CTA group, for what they did last night. If you got a chance to go out to that. But our actual traditional honors night is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in the auditorium. It's invitational only, so you should have already gotten an invitation to that. We got that plan. That's rain or shine. We're inside for that, so we don't have to worry about that.
What's CTA night? What was that last night?
It's career technical education,
Okay.
Agriculture education. It's the students who go through complete pathways. They've taken 3 classes in a certain pathway. They've also taken the EOPA, which is the end of pathway test. They've completed that test. We have so many students right now. Our CTA department under Dr. McDaniel's leadership has grown so large that there's simply no way we could honor all those students in one night. We'd be there 4 or 5 hours trying to do all that. So we were able, for the first time, to break that off and have a night just for those students. And I think he had about 200 students that got cords and plaques and things of that nature. So it was a great honor for those students last
What's
night.
that career path in there? What's the courses and what do they do with the CTA?
We have several different. We have welding, we have automotive, construction, business, healthcare science. So basically, a student comes in, usually around the 9th grade, they know what they want. They take that first course, which is more of an intro course, then they take 2 more courses that actually go more in depth with that particular area. And once they have taken 3 courses in a sequence, the state has a test that we can give that student. And if they pass that test, they basically they have certificates showing they're a pathway completer and they completed the EOPA that goes with it.
And for most of those students, what do they do when they graduate? What are they looking to go do? They go to 4-year college, technical school? Whatever.
Some of both. Some of them go to technical school. Some of them go to 4-year. You have a lot of students who do this for as it's something they're interested in. It may not be something they're going to do for the rest of their life. They're going on to a 4-year college, but it does give them some training in the skill area. You have a lot of students go out to Coastal Pines and get certificates on welding and things like that. You know, right now, Move On When Ready in the state of Georgia is huge. These are a lot of students who are getting these courses here at our high school and then also taking to the next level at the college level while they're still in high school and getting to do that for free.
Right.
So that's
either 2-year or 4-year college they go to, but they're able to get that track started earlier in high school. Okay.
And actually, a lot of these courses will carry over, and they don't have to take those beginning courses in college, and they go ahead and get college credit while they're in high school. So it helps out the students tremendously. And again, our CTA program has just expanded, and it's growing rapidly. We're actually growing our healthcare science class right now. This summer we're going to be building a new healthcare science lab inside the building to meet the needs of that program.
Well, good. And then you got the honors night tomorrow night, right?
Honors night tomorrow night. Our seniors will be able to come back on May 24th to pick up their diplomas between 1:30 and 3. Our underclassmen will come back on May 25th, which is Wednesday, to pick up their report card, get their information from 1:30 to 3 on Wednesday. I want to make sure all the parents in the community know, starting today's our last day of EOC testing. Starting tomorrow, we're doing finals. We need the parents to understand that we need to limit the checkouts. We do not need any checkouts during these times. You know, students tend to, when they get through their own tests, you know, everybody's got phones. They can get that quick text to mom and dad, say, come pick me up, I'm through the test. What they don't understand, 25 other people in the room are taking the test, and we don't want to go in that room, and we can't go in that room and interrupt that test. So we ask everyone to
no checkouts,
to not check out these next 2 days. Let each student get a chance to take the test to the best of their ability. Besides that, you know, we're ready to end this week. I want to take a moment also and congratulate all the students across Wayne County. A lot of times this time of year, everybody starts thinking about the senior class, rightfully so, and they deserve the honor. But there's students all across Wayne County, all the elementary schools, middle schools, who have worked hard to get to that next level in their school career. And I want to congratulate all the students on a fine year. I don't know if y'all have got the information yet for CCRPI, but our CCRPI scores for the system are climbing each year. The high school had a huge jump again this year. You know, education in Wayne County is in a great place right now, and that has a lot to do with the staff across all the system, but also has a lot to do with our great students and great parents who do a great job each day in all the schools across the system.
Well, you mentioned, you know, the graduating seniors definitely to be honored like they are, but you got these students going from elementary to middle school, and then the students going from middle school to high school. That's a big change for all of them.
Absolutely. You know, for each student, you know, my own son left the house this morning, looked at me and said, Daddy, 3 more days I get to be in 2nd grade. You know, for him, that's his milestone. So each kid across our community, they have their milestones they're wanting to hit, whether that's going to high school or going to middle school or just going to the next grade. And it takes a lot of hard work by a lot of people to get that done.
Yeah, like 2nd grade. That was 3 years I really enjoyed.
I hear you.
In honors night, as you mentioned, they're recognized valedictorian, salutatorian, and also Georgia Scholar, Star Student, Wayne County Scholar, President's Award for Excellence, 1600 Club. What's the 1600 Club? You know what those are?
1600 Club has to do with SAT scores, students who make a certain level on SAT scores. Of course, you know we have a new SAT now, but 1600 Club is driven by the SAT scores, students that make that 1600 mark on their test.
Is that the perfect score?
No, it's not for SAT. It's not for SAT.
It's got to be 1600 above.
1600, and now when you get to 1600 above, we're talking about good scores there.
Yeah.
But a lot of these have different combination of things that go into it. But yeah, we'll be giving out a ton of different awards. We'll be recognizing all our students who have gotten scholarships, things like that. Tomorrow night, that program will last probably a good 2 hours. And the reason being is we have so many students that have a lot of talents across Wayne County. This in Wayne County High School is graduating, whether that's academic, athletics, things of that nature. So that's great to see. You know, I hear people say that's a long program. Well, we want it to be a loan program because that means we have more students that we're getting honor.
That's right.
So that's a great thing to have. And that's obviously the reason we did it last night with CTA. If we put both those programs together, it'd be a long evening, and we want each one of those students to have a moment to shine.
If you've never been an honors night, that's what hits home is how great this community is with all the local scholarships that they give, all these organizations. And I don't want to start mentioning because I'll leave one out, but all these civic clubs across Wayne County, all these organizations, they provide scholarships for these students each and every year, and that's what will take place tomorrow night as well. Every organization that has a scholarship will be on hand to present that scholarship to that student. So that's a process. And once you as a high school principal, we talk about this all the time, to be eligible for some of these scholarships, the student has to take the initiative to go to the front office and explain how that works, because a lot of people don't understand that process. They say, why didn't my kid get a scholarship? Why didn't my kid get a scholarship? It takes the kid's initiative to go to the front office, because all those are publicized, advertised at the school. Is that correct?
Absolutely. First initiative really starts in 9th grade. These kids have to start early in their high school career, getting themselves in a position to be worthy of these scholarships. But you're absolutely right. We have tons of scholarships. A couple months back, we had a day where we announced that everybody knows we have scholarship applications available. They're in our guidance. Ms. Lori Cruz does a great job of having those ready for the students to come pick up. But it's up to the individual student to walk in there, go through those scholarships, look at the ones that apply to them, that they meet the requirements for, because they all have their individual requirements. Now, these are set by the groups that put on the scholarships. But the student goes through, gets the paperwork. They then have to fill it out, do everything it says. They turn it back into us. We do not play much of a role in that process other than making it available for them. It's up for them to take the initiative to do that. Once they turn it back into us, we get the paperwork to the people who need to look at the paperwork to make the determination. Again, a lot of people think we have a role in the determination of who gets the scholarships. We don't play a role in that. We a lot of times we don't even know for sure who all apply for these scholarships. They go out to the different organizations, and I do, like you said, Bob, want to think. When I came to Wayne County, I was amazed by the number of scholarships that this community comes together and puts out for our students. It's a tremendous amount. I'd hate to even put a number on it, but it is a large number. If you come tomorrow night, you would see that. But the students do have to take initiative. It's all on the students. They fill it out. Now, there's times where I do as the principal, or different teachers and people in the building may write a recommendation or something like that. But that's really about the only role we play in that process, is besides getting stuff out to them. We're just the middleman for the groups to contact the students with. But you're right. If a student says they didn't get a scholarship or something like that, it's generally because they didn't take the time to go get the scholarship, or if they did, they didn't take the time to fill it out correctly or get it turned in on time.
Well, you let them know. The school lets them know what scholarships are available and how to, when to apply and how to get the forms and so forth. And then y'all get the information to us also, so it's out on the media, the local media here in town. And so the student knows about it. It's just a matter of taking the initiative about it.
The information's there. Again, the students got to take the initiative. And, tomorrow night we'll probably put out a number of how much money we're talking about.
Oh,
it's a huge amount of money.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Absolutely it is. So the students in Wayne County, as a community, that's something we should be proud of. In Wayne County, if you're a student who has put forth the effort inside the classroom, you put forth the effort to take care of yourself in terms of getting the paperwork, taking care of getting it done, you have a great chance of getting money to go to school on. It may not be a full scholarship, and you may wind up paying some, but every dime does help. As a parent, I'm sure that most parents would agree with that.
And you also put it on your website there at the high school, so parents and guardians can go in there and take a look every so often to see what's going on.
We do. And Ms. Lori Cruz and our counselors, they this time of year, they're constantly answering the phone, answering questions, helping students with questions, parents with questions. I can't speak enough on how well our guidance department does in this area.
They did this several years ago, and it was just a great move to move it to the one special night, because, like I said, the graduation would drag out forever. So that's another reason why, with the weather forecast like this, we had a little window of opportunity to get that graduation in with having the honors night on this night by itself.
That is a great reason that we do the honors night separately. If we tried to do all this on the field, graduation would be probably 3 hours long. And that's more than just a little window. You got to have good weather for that. So honors night does give us the opportunity to hold graduation in a shorter period of time.
All right.
So that is definitely a benefit.
Honors night tomorrow night by invitation, 2 hours long, approximately. Then graduation Friday night at 7:30, which is just about an hour long. Everyone's invited. That usually you have both sides of the stadium there, JC Stadium, filled up with parents and family members and friends.
Yeah, we're looking for a good night Friday night. Like I said, we believe we're going to be able to hopefully get in Friday night because I want nothing more. These seniors deserve the honor of having that stadium packed with their loved ones. It takes a lot of people to get a senior across that line, not just in our building, not that senior themselves, but a lot of parents and loved ones. And I want those people to have the opportunity to come see those students graduate. I can assure everyone in Wayne County this: we will have a commencement ceremony. I'm not sure exactly when. The plan's at 7:30, but we're going to have
It'll
one.
happen.
You know, we go through this all every year too, as well as the decorum. You know, you're hoping for a respectful event. You know, we stress to people. Unfortunately, it falls on deaf ears. You know, when you yell when your student walks across, then the next name is kind of not. So they're asked to, you know, wait to the end. You know, go through that process.
Out of respect for all the seniors, we would ask that you wait till the end to yell and celebrate. You know, there's some local school systems that last year started charging. It was a fine. If you disrupt the ceremony, they would actually fine you at the ceremony. Also, we're not there here in Wayne County. But, you know, out of respect for all the seniors, we would ask that you do maintain a level of decorum and that you honor the next person's name that's being called out because their parents or their family has sacrificed and they deserve the right to hear their child's name called out just like you heard your child's name.
Well, do you know how long graduation would last if you waited and paused for people to clap and yell every time a student came across the stage?
Yeah, that's just not doable.
And so, you know, you don't yell like that. You respect the next student coming up. So when their name's called out over the speaker system, it's not drowned out by people yelling and screaming for the graduate. We're all excited when our kids graduate, but you've got plenty of time after the graduation ceremony is over with when they throw the caps up in the air for to yell and scream, go down the field and have a good time. But it's a graduation. It's not a pep rally. It's not a football game or anything like that. So when the graduate goes across the stage, you know, you can be happy inside, but just wait until the end to do all the yelling and screaming.
I agree. I couldn't say it any better. We want the people to enjoy the experience. We want the students to enjoy the experience, but we want everyone to have the same opportunity to hear the names called out. They deserve that. Again, a lot of hard work went into this night.
And if the principal, excuse me, go ahead.
I was going to say, after the ceremony, they invite everybody down the field and you can take as many pictures as you want. So that's always a great thing, too. Absolutely. Once the ceremony's over, everybody's invited to go down there and stay as long as they want, take as many pictures as they want. So
now, I would advise if you're planning on going on the field, you might want to think about your shoe choice, especially if it's as much rain as we're looking at possibly getting between now and then. Even if it's not raining at the time, it may be a little soggy out there. So if you've never been on that field much, it can get wet, obviously. So it may be a little soggy. So if you are planning on coming on the field and you got your, you know, certain shoes on or dress and that sort of thing, understand it might get a little messed up.
And again, you mentioned the diplomas and report card pickup. That's set for Tuesday, May 24th from 1:30 till 3 in the commons area. That's senior pickup, right?
Seniors.
And what about the other students?
The other students will be Wednesday, the 25th from 1:30 to 3. That's our 9 through 11th grade students. They'll be able to pick up their information, report cards, things of that nature on that date.
Okay. Do you mind taking a question from somebody that just texted one in?
Sure.
All right. Hold on a second here. Okay, let me read the question right here. This is not something we had planned on talking about this morning. It was going to be strictly about graduation, mainly. Will Mr. Adams comment on what the high school is going to do regarding the president's directive for allowing transgender students to use the bathroom that matches their gender identity? Bo?
Well, Dr. Brits and I have, we've kind of entered into a conversation. We don't have the information yet. Also, we've got to look at that, read what it says, sit down and develop a plan. Our school has been really, we have great students. We've had no issues of any kind. Our students, we all get along. We all love each other. So I don't anticipate this being an issue at all for Wayne County High School. Again, but we will address it. This is something new to us. It takes us some time to look at it. I'm sure Dr. Brinson is going to want to talk to the Board of Education and get the Board of Education's insight and their wisdom and their direction. So once we have that opportunity to get together and do that, we'll have a plan in place at that point.
And then talk to y'all's attorney.
Of course, yeah. We got to make sure obviously we're a federally funded program. We got to make sure that we abide by certain rules and regulations.
All right. Okay. Thanks for answering the question.
Again, hopefully the weather forecast will cooperate. That's the main thing. I said,
that's what we're hoping, Bob. And again, I think, everybody looks at that big number. I mean, if you look at weather.com right now, it's saying 100% chance of rain for Friday. We don't know if that's Friday morning, Friday night. It depends on what you look at. But the main thing is we only need a small window. I got to believe it's not going to start raining Friday morning and not stop raining till Sunday night or something like that. So
I asked you this before we went on air. I asked you again. People ask, Jonathan's been joking on plan C. Some people ask, what about the gymnasium? What about this? Is just not big enough, not feasible enough.
When we're graduating, the number of students that we're graduating now, like I said, we're going to have hopefully at least 300 go across. Because of the seating capacity of our gymnasium, the students will only be able to bring about 3 to 4 guests. A lot of these students have people coming in from out of state, drove in, flew in. We just do not want to tell people, I'm sorry, you can't get in to see your loved one graduate and you travel for hours, spent money, hotel rooms, or whatever that may be. Yes, we have the ability to do some overflow seating in the auditorium and in that nature. But at the end of the day, we want everyone who wants to be at graduation to have the opportunity to see it live, to be able to be part of that experience for that student and that family. So at this point in time, we do not have a plan to go inside for graduation. And it's simply because in order to do that, we know we'd be telling a large number of people, I'm sorry, you can't come to graduation. And that's not our plan. We want this to be a celebration that anyone that wants to come can join in and be a part of. So we believe the weather is going to allow us to do that as we've always done in Wayne County.
Well, I'm glad that Wayne County has always done that because many high schools would use an indoor facility, which limits them to 2 tickets to give away to mom and dad or whoever it may be.
Right.
At least here in Wayne County, anybody who wants to go to graduation can because we were outside at JC Stadium.
Right, and that's the thing. Yes, that's our tradition here. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful tradition. There may come a time where that's just simply not possible, that the weather is too bad, and we have to go to that plan. And I think that has happened in the past, maybe once before. I was told. I'm not sure, but we don't foresee that we're even close to that right now. And we hope that never becomes part of our future. We want the community to come out and celebrate with our students who've done this, who've achieved this level of success.
And again, in case people missed it, the valedictorian and salutatorian have been announced. So again, tell us who those 2 students are.
Our valedictorian again for class 2016 is Wesley Peoples, and our salutatorian is Grayson Gordon.
And Bo, I know that we're wrapping up school this Friday for graduation, and a few other things have to be taking place next week with the pickup of the diplomas, report cards, things of that sort. But let's talk about beginning in August. We go back for the 2016-17 year. Tell us the dates for that. Oh, Lord. Or do you remember off your top of your head?
I know we're going to start, I believe, that first week in August. I don't know the exact date right now sitting in front of you. Teachers will come back, I believe, that first week in August.
Okay.
In the past, teachers that came back the last week in July, we've actually bumped it up where the teachers come back the first week of August, and I believe students start that Friday of the first week of August. I could be wrong. I don't have the date right in front of me.
On a Friday, not a Thursday?
It might be a Thursday. I have to look.
Usually it's Thursday, Friday to get everything kind of rocking and rolling and then going.
I'm surprised Miss Herron's not texting me right now. Miss Herron keeps
when the school start back.
She'll keep me on tap, so she's probably shooting me a text right now with the date on it.
But it's right there at the 1st of August, you
right.
know. And what, from your standpoint as an administrator in schools, what happened to starting years ago, the week before Labor Day or right around Labor Day, and then going through the end of May, first week in June, like it did when I graduated Wayne County High School in '72, to where now you're starting at the first week in August and then getting out the 3rd week in May. What changed there?
Well, one of the main things changed nowadays is the amount of the scope of work that we ask students to do has grown. The rigor in the classroom has grown. The pace of the courses have continued to develop and get larger. So it takes a little bit more time for us as educators to get across to the students on what the state says we have to get across to them. So the main reason for that is just the amount of work the students are doing now compared to before, and the complexity of that work.
It's still the same number of days, right? 180 days. We're starting earlier and getting out earlier now, where we used to start later and get out later. So I didn't know if it had anything to do with the college system and the University of Georgia and the rest of them going to a semester system instead of I remember when we were going to Georgia, we didn't start until the 3rd week in September because we have the quarter system. Right. Of course, now they start, in August.
Well, Coastal Pines, actually, their summer school program, their summer classes started this week. We've had students who have had to miss college classes to take tests this week. So yeah, the college programs are starting on a different schedule. I don't think they're the ones who created this issue. I think it just backed up. I do believe that years past, and I'm talking about years ago, as a former CTA teacher myself, ag teacher, you wanted your students to be out to help with the farming products, and
that was years ago. Yeah.
That was years ago. I think we've just gradually grown from that, and we've just continued to change the calendar to get to kind of where we're at now. I think each year in the Georgia Assembly, there's always a bill that tries to be introduced to take us back to that calendar
Labor Day weekend.
To the Labor weekend. It never gets any traction. Not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying usually we don't get that far along in the process. Again, for our students, this is kind of the calendar we're on now. This is
that way
just,
for a long time.
This is just normal for us.
Yeah.
We know how to. I go back to the curriculum side of it. We know how to pace our curriculum now. We know how to get our kids to certain points at certain times on the calendar, so we can ensure we're getting to those benchmarks that the state has for us. Unfortunately, you've seen in the media, we have tons of tests. Our students at the Wayne County High School, a lot of people don't realize they take an EOPA. We talked about that a while ago. That's the course that you take after you pass the 3 CTE courses. They take EOCs, they take SLOs, they take they take final exams and things like that. Amazing. You got students that have started testing the first last week of April and have been taking tests, almost 1 or 2 tests a week for the last 3 weeks. So that cuts into our calendar of time we have to actually teach the subject. So, education, although the 180 days have stayed the same, we've had to cut up and change the way we do things quite differently because of all the tests. The new laws that are coming out, we don't know exactly how they're going to affect things. They're going to cut back on some of those tests, hopefully for our students at the high school.
Is that what the elected officials in Atlanta and Washington think, that the more you test the students, that the better they'll be? Is that the reason why they do it?
I'm not sure. I don't know if that's probably the way of thinking. I guess a lot of it goes back to they try to have accountability measure for the adult. A lot, like for instance, in the course test, it counts 20% of that student's test, of that student's final grade. But at the end of the day, it also counts for the teacher right now. So a lot of the reason they have that test is it's after the fact. It's the end of the course. We're not going back and teaching that class anymore if a student doesn't do well on that test and still passes the class. So that information really hits hard for the teacher.
So it's not only testing the student, it's also kind of like an evaluation in the sense of a teacher, how well they taught the class. Is that how you?
That's correct. Right now, test scores count 50% of a teacher's evaluation. That's going to change next year. The state has already addressed that. But as we sit here today, the teachers at Wayne County High School that teach an EOC course, those test scores count 50% of their evaluation. Ms. Herron has texted me in the right days. Actually, I got several people in the community text me in the right days. That's funny. But teachers will report back on August 1st, and students will report back on August 4th. So to everyone across the community that's got my cell phone number, they were hitting me up and texting me that.
August 4th.
So yeah, August 4th for students and August 1st for teachers. And we'll do some new teacher orientations and things like that for our new staff coming up. Before that, but August 1st will be our teachers, August 4th will be our students.
Okay, usually in the past few years it started on a Thursday, I guess, for everybody to get their bugs worked out and get going. Yep, it's a Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
It's a Thursday.
Okay.
It's Thursday. All right. Bo Adams, principal of Wayne County High School, our special guest here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. Main subject this morning was graduation, which will be, weather permitting, 7:30 Friday night at JC Stadium. Honors night by invitation will be tomorrow night, Thursday night at the auditorium. And Bo, just hopefully everything will go smooth the rest of this week and next week, and we'll get started for the next semester coming up in August.
Oh, I believe so. I think we only have a few more days left. Students have done great. I look for a smooth ending, a great ceremony on Friday night, and